Alright, see you later fishing boats. Beautiful day on Harvey Bay, lightish winds, but it'd be great for Mojo to sail in. The Harvey Bay Boat Club there is kind of like an RSL. It's full on, restaurants everywhere, pokies, I hate those things, but anyway. And you go through the caravan club to hire a berth there, and I love it. I love this sort of northerner Queensland attitude. Nobody knows the prices of berths there until Robbo gets back from his holidays in 2 weeks. So thought that was funny as. Alright, I'll be expecting a phone call from that mob in 2.5 weeks. Well then, we have the sails are set. We have a very, very calm wind. I would be guessing well under 5 knots, 3 knots maybe. There's the marina. Bye bye Harvey Bay Marina. Thanks for selling me 13 litres of diesel, and the restaurant at a 15% discount, which is awesome. And so I ate well every meal there. And back to the rations. I've been to Coles, been to Main Roads Department, sort out dramas that civilization needs to be sorting out with, and now we're back where this boat and I belong, out on the water, just with an adventure, going somewhere I've never been before, adventure bound. Love it, bloody awesome. So lucky to have been born in the right country, right parents, right upbringing, right had a decent job that sort of paid for all this, and very lucky. Got 3 beautiful daughters, all with their heads screwed on properly, and no complaints there at all about them, none whatsoever. Time to do some tidying up, cleaning up the ropes and stuff like that, and then I have to do some serious kick and bat and watching the world go by, which I look forward to. Alrighty. I just wanted to point out this 7.3 knots on the chart, and we have around about 5 knots of wind, and we would have at least a knot of tide going with us, or current, and on a reach, and this boat is fast. It's so fast, I love it. There's no sort of, most people do a whole day trip sort of thing, talking to people, oh, it'll take you a day to get up there, and for me it just takes half a day sort of thing, So I know I've met a few people with big ass boats, big boats, and even with a breeze, a decent breeze, they measure their speed by how low revs the engine's doing. So pretty much everybody wants to do 5 knots. But going slower than that, you're a bit how you're going. So everybody wants to do 5 knots, which is about 8 kilometres per hour. And so most sail motorboats put their sails up, turn their motor on, and if they've got a decent wind, they might only need to do 1500 revs. If there's not much wind, they might do 3000 revs. So that's the difference between a race cruiser like mine, which is to put those sails up and go, or but limited comfort. You don't really have bedrooms, and then you've got the big cruisers, which take a little bit longer to get there, but you might have 2 or 3 cabins, a stand-up shower, all the luxuries of home. And so this is the option I went with, for about $200,000 cheaper too. Alright, just had to show this off. You can see the wind, very slight, and it was doing 8.6. It's doing 8.1 or whatever now. We had a little gust. It was only about maybe 10 knots, and just cruising past the big jetty that people fish off, and I see heaps of them fishing there. I've got my line out the back, a little Halco spinner on it, hoping to pick up one of these morning mackerel. Anyway, that would be lovely. I'd have even though I've got steaks and whatnot in the fridge, fresh fish is bloody awesome. Okay, alright, the westerly wind has picked up to about 12 knots and pointing slightly into the wind, which is fine, and cruising out the channel. Here we are, it's running square again, downwind, sails are full. It's only blowing about over 5 knots, but not by much. And we've just rounded a beacon. Well, I didn't need to go around it because just need to keep it on our left. But I've stuck to the deep water. I've sailed way out because we're doing 8 knots on a reach. I may as well go follow the channel all the way out and steer clear of all the sandbanks that are between here and Harvey Bay Town Centre, like the marina. So right now we're running square. We're only doing like 4 knots, and but that's okay. We'll be heading towards the northern tip of Fraser Island. It'll take a while, but this is just super relaxing. This is how to unwind. I can't believe I used to be a school principal and hardly ever see the daylight out of the school. It's a world away from that sort of life, even though I might have to go back to a little bit of teaching, because at 51 years of age, my soup is not going to last forever if I keep spending it on boat bits. Anyway, I'll worry about that after this trip. Harvey Bay is way yonder. We've been sailing. There was a group of boats in the middle of nowhere just fishing, so there must have been a wreck or something down there. And look, we were doing 8 knots sort of thing, 9 knots, and when we had nice westerlies kick in, nice warm ones too. But now the like southerlies have kicked in, and we were doing about 6 knots or so, but they've really dropped off. So we're putting along doing 3 knots, but still lovely, still serene. So what I've done for the first time ever is I've come indoors during a sail and cooked myself some lunch, which was lovely. But I also was editing for a fair while, like a bit over an hour, I guess. So not a practice I do that much because I think it's unsafe. But we're in the middle of nowhere. Every time I finished one part of editing, I'd race up and have a look, and you know, in the middle of the bay, no boats to worry about, and very peaceful, calm sailing. So time for me to have a feed, and then maybe a bit more editing. Righto. We just passed a crab pot, which is my worst fear on the boat. Hooking up a crab pot out in the middle of nowhere, you've got to bloody jump under the boat and detangle things. It's horrible. But we're in 16 metres of water and there's a crab pot. It's crazy. But anyway, I'll let you know what I've got going on. So I've got my hand line here with a spoon. It's like crazy heavy line, so if I get something, it should start spinning. And I've got my my spinning reel out here with a Calco spinner. It's the sort of thing that you'd target like small mackerels or Spanish mackerel here on the surface, but you'd also catch tailor with those as well. But anyway, haven't had any any fish interested in my lures so far, but let's just cross our fingers and hope for the best. Alright. Not sure if you can see those beautiful white cliffs over there on the way to Watunga Creek up near Platypus Bay, the northern end of K'gari. There's another crab pot out in the middle of nowhere. Must be Spanish crab or something around here, or bugs. The wind's died off, but this boat is amazing. So we're doing 3 knots, 3 knots in speed, and there's less than 5 knots of wind. And we've got K'gari there showing us these beautiful cliffs. They look amazing. And heading towards Watunga Creek. Halko is hooked up. Ah. Hey. Don't know what sort. Okay, wow, that was exciting having a little shark, catching a little shark. However, I've always got this rule where you should only really fish with one line, and I broke that rule because I really want to have the spoon versus the Halco spinner. Now the Halco spinner hooked it up, but the shark came in and had the other line wrapped around its mouth, snapped it, and off went my spoon. But it was an expensive one too. Anyway, learnt the lesson, fish with one, and don't have much choice right now. So the Halco spinner is back out. You know, we're doing about 3.5 knots. So it's just putting along nicely. Have a look at how white these sands are and the cliffs. Amazing. There's a few boats motoring along. There's cars stopped on the beach or driving along the beach. It's pretty nice. And we've got just a gentle little breeze. And we're heading up towards Watumba Creek. We're probably 5 nautical miles away at this speed, a bit over an hour. Anyway, a bit of excitement and just fun and frivolity on the boat. Don't know if you can see it, but there's a massive turtle. He stuck his head out. There it goes. It's like the 5th time. He just sort of sticks it up, not just to breathe, but to have a look. He's just lying on the surface. Normally they swim away, but he's looking pretty chilled. There he is. Don't know if you can see it, but there's a massive turtle. He stuck his head out. There it goes. It's like the 5th time. He just sort of sticks it up, not just to breathe, but to have a look. He's just lying on the surface. Normally they swim away, but he's looking pretty chilled. There he is. We're gently sailing up to a pod of about 10 dolphins. I think they might be porpoises. Their fins aren't quite tall enough. They seem a bit smaller. But anyway, they're coming up close. Oh, there's one right here. One very close. The main pod's over there, and then we've got Nigel No Mates over here. There he is. Nigel's just here. Let's see if we can find that pod of dolphins. They disappeared too. Oh, there they are. Oh, they're coming over towards me. I wonder if they'll swim along the bow like every YouTuber seems to do. There's babies in there. Just missed a turtle. Up there. There they are. There's like 3 of them. This one.